First off, I have to say I'm so thrilled to be back here in Madison. I am a University of Wisconsin grad, and I remember, yes, go Badgers, I remember myself going through college, sitting in this room, always wanting to try to figure out how can I learn more, how can I ask good questions, how can I be a student of the business. And I couldn't be more thrilled to be here with you all today. When I got the call from Melina last October, I was like, finally, I get to go back to Wisconsin, so I was super excited about today. So one of the themes that you're going to hear throughout my presentation is connection. You've heard a lot about artificial intelligence today, but I want to talk to you a little bit more about connection and how connection has led me throughout my life and my career to opportunities, to experiences, and just being able to lead. So story of connection starts very, very early in my life. I think 13 years old. There was this crazy craze at the time known as Beanie Babies. Anybody have a Beanie Baby in the room? A few people? Okay, maybe I'm dating myself a little bit now. But people will wait in line forever. And I was 13 years old and I got really excited and I wanted to be able to sell a Beanie Baby. So at 13, I sold a Beanie Baby to a cart in the mall for $250. I was like, wow, I really, really, really love being able to sell and do things and learn new things, etc. I knew that selling and I knew that marketing was something that I was really, really passionate about. So went to University of Wisconsin-Madison, loved going to school here, really started getting involved with different clubs and organizations. I started the club tennis team on campus, led the club sports department, but it wasn't until I met someone at a small growing Mexican restaurant chain at the time, known as Chipotle, where I truly found my food calling. I was what was called an MBA. I was a Master Burrito Ambassador. My grandpa asked me, where is this University of Chipotle? And I said, it's in Madison, Wisconsin. And I was learning my burrito ambassadorship. My life has led to opportunities at Ford Motor Company. I was going around the Kohl Center trying to find out what I wanted to do with my life, and I started in a marketing rotational program at Ford. It led me from Mustangs to McNuggets. I started my career at McDonald's. I was at McDonald's for 6 years in a variety of marketing and sales roles. Then I moved to El Pollo Loco. I got a call from a recruiter. I had an opportunity to go back home to Los Angeles. And then now I am at Cava. How many of you have heard about Cava? Ooh, that's a lot of hands. That's really exciting. Well, unfortunately, there's no Cava yet here in Wisconsin. I'm really sorry. But I promise there might be one on the way. But if you go to one of your Whole Foods grocery stores, we do have our dips, spreads, and dressings in the grocery store aisles, which is super cool. But I'm going to tell you a story about connection, and hopefully you're going to hear how connection has made a difference in my experience at Cava and how we try to connect with our consumers throughout my presentation today. So there's 3 guys on the screen, and I'll tell you about the 4th one, who's my boss in a sec. These 3 guys, Ike, Ted, and Dimitri, were first-generation Greek immigrants who wanted to make a difference in the food space in the United States. They really felt like they wanted to welcome all customers to their table. They wanted to bring heart, health, and humanity to food. They really felt this sense of passion about bringing this incredible Mediterranean food product to customers everywhere. It's funny though, because when you launch an organization, you don't always get it right the first time. So these are the guys who started with a CPG business. They tried to sell hummus and tzatziki and a bunch of other things, and they were essentially using a hairdryer to seal all of their packages. You can imagine what happened next. They started arriving at Whole Foods, and they exploded all over their shelves. And so it's pretty crazy because then connection happened. And then that guy right there, Brett Schulman, who's the current CEO of Cava, helped and created what it is today, which is a fast casual Mediterranean restaurant chain. What's really cool about Cava, in 2019, we acquired a small Mediterranean cuisine called Zoe's Kitchen, which helped accelerate our growth. And then further, we connected with the rest of the world. We decided to go public, and we had an IPO in 2023. Cava's mission is to bring heart, health, and humanity to food. It's really interesting because you heard a lot today about technology and how technology is changing and disrupting a bunch of different things in life. What I want to make sure you all understand is technology is going to enhance the human experience, not replace it. You see here, this is one of our most recent locations we opened up in Wicker Park. So if you're in Chicago, please check out this location. It's super cool. You see a mural on the wall that very much shows Cava's values with food, heart, health, and humanity. But what's really interesting about what you see behind me right now is how we've decided to invest in the human connection experience. There's a lot of times, think about your own behavior. You buy a lot of things on digital apps. You check out with digital devices. We truly believe that the digital experience is not, that the physical in-person experience is not going away. 66% of our consumers still eat inside our restaurants. 66%. I know I went to Wisconsin, but that's still a pretty good number, right? Yeah, I see a lot of nodding heads. But we created this thing called Project Soul. Project Soul is, again, an attempt for us to connect to our consumers, whether it be the music experience when you go into the restaurant, the warm hospitality you see on the digital menu boards, you see the open spaces. And again, you think about how everything has become so much automated with every single thing that you do. The last time you went and you checked out on a DoorDash device, what happened? You were talking to a robot that was trying to solve your problem. Last time you walked up to one of our competitors, they probably just had your bag on a shelf. Again, this is just what's happening in the space. It's disrupted. It's lacking human connection. People want human connection. I can tell you a little bit more about, you probably go to some other restaurant chains and they may not necessarily give you that full scoop. And you smile and maybe they do give you that full scoop. But again, that's connection. I want to tell you a little bit about our loyalty program, because loyalty, again, is another form of connection that I believe can truly differentiate the experience. How many of you are part of a loyalty program today? Okay. How many of you regularly look at emails from this loyalty program? Okay, a few of you. And how many of you like to get points with your loyalty program? Okay, there we go. All right, so again, one of the beautiful things about loyalty programs is you try to create that moment of connection with individuals. You try to figure out how can I make one individual over another individual try to choose me on a given day. We relaunched our loyalty program about a year ago. We saw a massive increase in digital traffic. Why? We listened to our consumers. It was the connection. They felt like rewards weren't attainable. They felt like they weren't being heard. They felt like we weren't listening to the food products that they wanted on our mobile app. And so again, when you talk about connection, you lean into connection, you learn more about these customers and these individuals, you really have the ability to differentiate yourself as a brand. One of the other things that we did most recently is we had National PETA Day. We came up with a character called Peter Chip. You get it? Peter Chip? Okay, cool. Peter Chip was an animated character, which you can see behind me on the screen. We introduced him. Hi, I'm Peter. And we really tried to build that connection with our customer base. Again, you think about how many different places people are getting news and information. There's so much noise in society. Peter is a form of connection. Peter resonated with people. People really wanted to talk to people. Peter really wanted to communicate with people who are messaging us on social. People were like, Peter, hey, tell me what I should wear today. Is that crazy? People are communicating with an animated Peter Chip? Is that wild? That is what the power of connection can be. And we're trying to really do that and differentiate ourselves at Cava with that. So again, as a growing Mediterranean restaurant chain, we're trying to figure out ways to connect with people. We have 3 people here on the screen: Lindsay Horan, who's the captain of the U.S. women's soccer team, Gabby Thomas, rock star, Olympic gold athlete medalist, and then Grayson. Grayson is one of our employees. You can see the TikTok after I get off stage. His TikTok went viral, and it's all about the power of connection. What's so cool about Grayson is Grayson offered a TikTok creator a meal for free. He used what we call the love button at Cava, which essentially the love button allows you to get food for free. It's really neat. If you're a frequent customer, if you're having a bad day, we empower our restaurant teams to be able to give food away for free. It's not about nickel and diming about the P&L over food cost or over wasting. It's really about building that connection. And this is one of the coolest videos I think you'll ever see. It's got over 40 million TikTok views, and Grayson we empowered Grayson to be able to give the food for free, which is really neat. So again, when you're thinking about how you want to differentiate yourself in the audience today, I want you to think about connection. Think about all the different people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis, and don't allow digital to replace that human connection. I can tell you, I have people on my team who are 22 years old. I have people on my team who are 60 years old. I will tell you that the way you connect with people is in person. Zoom is great, but really try to go above and beyond to try to make that in-person meeting happen. I've worked in person, I've worked on Zoom. In-person connection matters. And so if there's any advice you take away from me today, it's really hoping that you understand that connection makes a difference. Connection gives you opportunities. Connection really allows you to differentiate yourself as an individual. And I will tell you, connect, shoot your shot. The worst someone can ever say is no, or they won't respond back to you. So that's all I have for you today. Think about connection, try to make yourself a difference, and go Badgers.